Since I've been using Truehope in my practice, especially EMP, what I've noticed is that it gives people their lives back. They start to lean into their lives and be able to participate. They're more relaxed, decision-making is easier, and they become more powerful and present, which is an amazing, amazing thing to witness. My name is Maureen Fontaine, and my expertise is in dark field microscopy, which is an examination of live and dry blood. You can read more about what I do at my website, maureenfontaine.com, and you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. When I first heard about EMP by Truehope, I was extremely excited because as a teacher with expertise in autism, ADD, ADHD, I'd been using a similar product and seeing remarkable results with patients. Children, autistic children went from spinning and banging their heads and being really unrelatable and non-vocal to being vocal. Parents took it as well, and they relaxed a little bit more with an extremely stressful situation. So when I found EMP, I was thrilled because I had history with a product that was similar and not even as great as EMP has proven to be. So it's been a remarkable addition to my practice. I enjoy watching people with such things as postpartum depression, even during pregnancy and the hormonal fluctuations. It's proven to be brilliant. People with depression, suicidal tendencies, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. These patients are feeling better. It's like stepping into themselves and feeling more whole, not as sedated, etc. So over and over, I see just amazing things happen with this. It's brilliant. In my practice, I use a layered approach with the Truehope products, and again, amazing results with these. EMP I use for depression, any sadness in people, or anxiety, works extremely well. I layer that with inositol that is just like really smooths things out for people. It's really pleasant to use, and it calms them down. It's user-friendly even for children who are excitable. Before bedtime, it's also very applicable. And it helps to calm the mind quite quickly, and doesn't sedate again. It just brings in this real ease and calm and peace into the person. The EMP works more long-term in building the reserves within your system with respect to balancing those brain hormones, and the two together are absolutely brilliant. People get wonderful results with that. I also use free minos as an example for vegans and vegetarians. It's a wonderful safety net when you're not eating animal protein, and we're really conditioned to think that animal protein is the only way. But when you have the amino acid building blocks, that is no longer a concern whatsoever. And I've proven that in watching my own blood because I have been vegan and vegetarian for some time. I kind of go back and forth a bit, but I've also seen it in people who are really diminished nutritionally that are vegan, and it just pops them right back up to the surface. So it works very well. The nascent iodine is particularly helpful this time of year. When we don't have any sunshine, the thyroid takes a little bit of a sleep, and we can bring the levels up by taking the nascent iodine. During this time when we have a lot of viral situations, colds, flus, etc., it's very good for bringing the immune system up because it's actually a germicide and works extremely well to modify the microbial overload in the system, and people will recover much more rapidly. You can even take it when you're pregnant because it helps in the development of the brain of the baby, and it helps in the development of the skin and skin repair, amongst the many, many other things that it can do. Speaking further about nascent iodine, I get a lot of people that have high heavy metals in them and chemical toxicity, and it's more prevalent than you think. So if you're an artist or an auto body mechanic or a hairdresser, or you simply live in the world, it's likely that you have an overload of chemical, and the nascent iodine helps to move and shift the chemicals out of the system. And I can evidence that in the work that I do, which is very powerful. It's very powerful, and I think it's a bit of a sleeper. People don't realize the power of the iodine, And the nascent iodine is like a bioidentical hormone, so very user-friendly. And studies show that we can actually use way more than is ever indicated, but you should get that advice from a practitioner such as myself. And moving forward with that, you can feel quite confident. EMP is especially good for things like addictions. And when you layer that with inositol, you have a twofold approach to dealing with addictions. I get people who are addicted to cocaine, to heroin, to cigarettes, to alcohol, chocolate, or things like a picking disorder where they're self-harming. And with the EMP, I had one patient in particular that had sores everywhere all over her body. And in 2 weeks after using EMP, her brain had balanced enough that the picking stopped and her skin was beginning to heal. Now, what's really interesting about that patient is that patient ended up having very, very high levels of chemical in her, and the nascent iodine was helping to push the chemicals out. So that was part of a trifold approach to this patient's healing.